Good morning, everyone. It's Mish here, and today we're going to be doing week 29 of the Margarete Miller Collage Challenge. So if you're new to my channel, there are 28 more videos on collage, so check that out. And if you're a subscriber and coming back time and again, thanks a lot. And if you like what you see today and you're not a subscriber, then please subscribe. So this is a weekly challenge with 52 prompts from Margarete Miller. If you want to know more about the challenge, you can check it out on her website. And so I have been using my sketchbook, my Moleskine sketchbook that I got at a yard sale. It had gotten really thick, so I did my own kind of spine expansion, and that's what we'll be working in today. So as I've been going along, I've been trying different collage styles and trying to get my own rhythm going. I've done some surreal things from this one here. I thought, I don't know which week this one was, but it was quite surreal with the whale coming out of the tub and the octopus coming out of the toilet, but I've settled kind of into a style I like, which is this kind of style here in these pages. I hope there's not a glare from my light there. So we will be working in this journal. The prompts for this week are typewriter text, something round, a candy wrapper, something that's dark, a place, and a short word. So I like to start with some background paper. And I just need to get my tape runner and glue ready. I usually just use an Elmer's glue. I try not to put too much glue down. So for my background, I looked at a number of different pieces of scrap paper. I thought about a frame, and eventually I went with this because I thought with the other elements that I'm going to have in my layout that would work the best. So I like to leave a little tuck spot with my for my prompt. So I'm going to do that kind of here. And then I just kind of stick it in behind one of my papers, and that allows me to kind of keep my prompt on the page. So later, if I want to kind of review what the prompts were, I can just pull it out. So I'll tuck it just in there. So that's fine. So that was my background for this side. For this one here, I wanted to grab some of my washi tape. I haven't used my washi tape for a while. And where the prompts in this week are a place, I kind of thought that this washi that's a map would be relevant and kind of match the prompts for this week. So I thought I'd get some of that washi down. Absolutely love that washi. And then on this side, I thought I would just put a couple strips from this washi, which would which would kind of meet the criteria for the short word, which is a bonus. And the short words being peace, joy. All right. And then I just had another roll of washi that I thought I would add. And this one here says, this one here says, if I can unwrap it here, walk not by sight, see with faith. Just a reminder to have faith and know that if you're going through a difficult time, you know that there are brighter days ahead. Okay, so I've got that down. I think that's enough for background. For typewriter text, well, I don't have a typewriter, unfortunately. I wish I did. So I just went on to Word on my computer and just wrote out this poem in courier style that's resembles a typewriter text. And what I wrote out is kind of fits my theme for this week. I do try to take the prompts and create a theme or an ode to something. And this is a poem called High Flight by John Gillespie Miggy Jr., which was written in 1941. He was in the Royal Canadian Air Force during World War II. He was in training when he wrote this poem and sent it to his father, who was, I believe, a pastor in Washington. And 3 days later, he died, which is just so sad. But when I was younger, I was an air cadet and, got to experience going up in the planes and a glider. And I just so related to this at that point of the experience I was having. But later in life, it just really touched me. So it just says, "Oh, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter's silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of, wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the wind-swept heights with easy grace, where never a lark nor ever eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God." So that's just so moving for me. So that's my typewriter text. And so for something round, I had looked through numerous sources. So I have a couple books, and I wanted to use the earth, just kind of on theme with, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth, which is definitely round. So I had this book I got at the thrift store, and that's where I kind of picked up those images. And then there was an image in the National Geographic that I thought I might use. But I finally settled on an image from my physics devotional. This is such an awesome book. Again, I got it at the thrift store. But the images and the excerpts, the prose from different people like Einstein and Newton, I just really love, but I'm a little geek that way. So that's some of the resources that I looked through to get my images. I settled on the image from the physics book because it fit my page better, the sizing. And I really loved that image of the earth and the surly bounds around the earth. So that I thought was perfect. For a candy wrapper, I used a chocolate from a chocolate bar of chocolate, and it was a Belgian bar of chocolate. So I've got a little, I took my punch and cut out the little circle that was on the candy bar. And I've made a little banner that I'm going to put that on. So I made the banner just with my punch, and then I just used some white vellum, some clear vellum, like that. And with my alcohol marker, I just colored it so that it kind of stood out more on my page. Then there's something dark. So for something dark, I again wanted to kind of pay homage to the earth and the soil. So I used some black earth there. That's, when it's the darker the soil, the better it is, full of compost and humus and humus. And got a little embellishment I'm going to put on later. So for my place, I thought I would go with Belgium because that was Belgian chocolate. So I found a map in my Encyclopedia of World Geography, which again I got at the thrift store. And then for my word, I did use that short word, but I have a little box that I got from IKEA, and I have a number of file folders in it. And this one here is just all kind of words that I've cut from a magazine or books or whatever. And I really liked that positivity. So I thought I would put that on. So thought we'd get started, and I'll just do things one by one here. So we'll start with our image of the soil and get that down. Place that down there. And then I wanted the poem to sort of stand out. So if I'm looking in my book later, I'll be able to read it back to myself. What I've also done with the edging is I have taken it, and I've taken my stamp pad, my Ranger ink pad, that's definitely seen better days, but it still works. And I've just taken the paper and I've just gone on my ink pad just to get the edge so that it looks a little bit dark like that. And with a lot of paper such as this one, it sometimes bleeds into the paper, so it gives that look that you can see there that's a little bit darker and with a little indent. And then we'll get down our chocolate wrapper, candy wrapper. I do get the darker rich chocolate, which is this. Again, I guess it could meet the dark, something that's dark chocolate, but I do prefer the milk chocolate. What do you guys think? Do you like dark chocolate or milk chocolate? Any chocolate's good probably, but the milk chocolate, it just melts in your mouth and it's so lovely. But they say that the dark chocolate is better for you. So okay, and so with this one here, I'm going to put the little medallion sort of midway, just so that this is transparent, so I can still see the poem. So I'm going to do it there. Stick that on, and then I'll just put my glue on the vellum underneath there. Underneath it. So we'll just stick that down. Alright, so then that kind of goes down a little bit, and I'll make sure it's square there. Even. Alright, so then on this side we'll put the earth down. Our beautiful earth. So the ode is to Mother Earth, Father Earth, however you see it. I think I'll put it. So I want to put the topper on it, so probably about there. And did I put it straight? Yeah, it's okay. That's something's not straight. Maybe I didn't cut the picture straight. But it's a collage, so sometimes I have to let go of having every angle and every piece of paper completely straight. That comes from my card making days when, you know, you need to have more perfection, in my mind anyway. So I got my chocolate box topper up, and then we'll put down our map of Belgium right here. But you know, before I stick that down, did I glue that? Yeah. I think I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the poem. Get that from running away. Is I'm just going to ink the edge, because I think it just, with something as white as this, it just allows it to stand out. Okay, I'm not going to be really fussy about it, but that's good. Alright, and then I'll tack that down, because I think it'll just make it pop a little bit better off the page. Alright. And we'll stick that down. Okay, we got our map down. And then I thought maybe I would just cut this out. And initially I grabbed this word and thought, well, I'll use this as my word. And, but I was thinking, well, you know, it's not a short word, but it is a short word in relative. If you're thinking about a word like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, then it's definitely a short word compared to that. But in the end, I went with joy, peace. Peace and joy, as that's what we would wish for our world. And then stick that down there. Okay, and then I also, in a box of stickers that I picked up on either AliExpress or Temu or something, I had a sticker of a typewriter. So since the prompt is typewriter text, I thought that that would kind of go good with the spread. And then I just wanted to do a little bit of stamping. I didn't want to put a lot of other stickers and stuff, so for my stamping, I picked a couple things. I thought this kind of postage stamp would be kind of cute somewhere over this, because just as a reminder that that was posted to his father, which I think is really sad. And then I thought I would just put that down there, maybe lightly go over this, and that's, again, it says, "From me to you with love," which is what I imagine, you know, he wanted his father to know. And then this one, the reason I stamp off is for that reason right there, is that if you want to try to get, you know, a better image, then there. Okay, so I just need more ink, and I don't want this bit. I was going to cut it off, but where am I going to put that? I think I'll put that, I think I'll put it over there, over what I just did, because I like it. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, so we've just did a little bit of stamping. Maybe should have a little something up there, a little something something, so we'll maybe go back to this one and stick that down, remedial. And I'm liking that. So the last thing that I generally do is put today's date. So I believe it's the 8th, but I won't be posting this today. Oops, I did it upside down, which is fine. Yeah, so that's the video for today. Thank you for joining me. Please join me for next week, and if you haven't seen the past weeks, check those out. I also have another playlist, which is Daphne's Diary Journal, so if that's something that would interest you, hop over to that playlist, and soon I'll be starting a junk journal playlist. But thanks for joining in. Please hit like if you did get inspired or like the layout. If you haven't subscribed, I would really love for you to subscribe. And thank you for those who have. Until next week, stay safe. And yeah, I hope you have a good week. Bye for now.